Hello students, welcome to Geography, lesson number 3, Weather and Climate. In this chapter, we will learn about what is weather, what is climate, what are elements of weather, how weather is recorded, and recording instruments. Weather affects our life. Farmers' crop depends on suitable weather conditions. Weather is also a factor in which many of the world's natural disasters such as floods, snowstorms, droughts, famines, and cyclones. Weather is a very commonly used term. Let us understand the term weather and climate. So we totally depend upon weather and climate for our crops. It is also responsible for natural disasters like floods, snowstorms, droughts, famines. Droughts means where there is no rainfall. Famines where crops fail, and cyclones. Now, what is weather? Weather is the day-to-day or short-term state of the atmosphere at any time. Weather may be hot or cold, wet or dry, calm or stormy, clear or cloudy. So this day-to-day weather. Now, every day we see during the daytime it is sunny, and nowadays in the afternoons there is clouds, and sometimes there is rain also, but rain may come or no, that is not predicted, that is not clear. Almost all these weather phenomena occur in the lower part of the atmosphere. In the previous class you learned about atmosphere. Which is the lower part of the atmosphere, children? Troposphere. So all the weather phenomena occur in the lower part of the atmosphere. So troposphere is only responsible for all the weather changes, clouds, rain, storms, everything. So climate is the average of the weather conditions for a particular region observed over a period of not less than 30 years. So climate, we usually say the climate of India is hot. That means most of the time the climate is hot for a long period like 30 years. If it continues to remain the same, then we say it is climate. Term climate includes the averages of precipitation, temperature. Precipitation means rainfall, snowfall, humidity, sunshine, wind velocity. Velocity means speed of wind, wind velocity, fog, frost, hailstorms, and other phenomena of weather that occur over a long period in a particular place. So these are the weather phenomena: wind velocity, speed of wind, fog. Foggy weather we have, usually it is in winter season. In the morning times it remains cloudy in the lower part of the atmosphere. The visibility is very poor. It is difficult for vehicles to move. Sometimes vehicles, the transportation system is affected due to fog. Frost is the snowfall. Hailstorms. Hail means the big ice pieces that fall. The elements of weather are temperature, atmospheric pressure, rainfall, moisture, wind speed, wind direction, clouds, and sunshine. Let us study about the different instruments used for recording the various phenomena of weather. Now, weather is recorded in different various instruments. Let's see how temperature is recorded and what is temperature. The degree of hotness or coldness of the air that surrounds us is known as temperature. The temperature of the atmosphere varies between day and night and from season to season. So temperature also varies, changes from day and night. That during daytime it is hot, during night it is not so hot, and from season to season. Summer season the temperature is high, winter it is low. Measuring temperature. How the temperature is measured? By the help of a thermometer. It is used for measuring temperature of free moving air. Temperature is measured in two scales, Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scale. On the Fahrenheit scale, the freezing point of weather is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and the boiling point of water is the freezing point of water is 32 degree Fahrenheit and boiling point of water is 212 degree Fahrenheit. What is freezing point, children? Freezing point is the temperature at which the water starts to freeze or become ice. And the boiling point is where the water starts to boil, that is 212 degree Fahrenheit. On the centigrade or Celsius scale, the freezing point is 0 degree Celsius and the boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So water boils at 100 degree Celsius. Water freezes at 0 degree Celsius. In India, Celsius scale is used for measuring temperature. We usually measure with the help of Celsius scale. In a thermometer, mercury is used to measure the temperature. Mercury expands with a rise in temperature and contracts with fall in temperature. Mercury is a metal, liquid metal. It expands when there is high temperature and contracts means it becomes to its own state. That is when the temperature is low. 6 maximum and minimum thermometer was developed to record the maximum and minimum temperature reached every day. Now every day we get the weather bulletin. In the weather bulletin you will see the temperature, then rainfall, and there is cloudy condition of the atmosphere, all this. So six maximum and minimum thermometer is a device to measure the temperature. At the weather stations, thermometers are kept in a white Stevenson screen. It is a instrument, it is a place to keep the thermometer, which allows air to circulate freely but shields the thermometer from direct sunlight. So the thermometer is protected from direct sunlight, and it allows the place where it is kept, it allows the air to circulate freely. And the thermometer should be also protected from rainfall, precipitation. This ensures the measurements are correct and accurate. Otherwise, we will not get correct measurements if we will leave the thermometer in the open air. Nowadays, an automatic thermometer called thermograph is used for continuous recording of temperature. Now in the morning the temperature is different, in the afternoon it is different, in the evening also it is different. So that is another type of thermometer called thermograph, is used continuously to record the temperature. What is calculation of temperature? How it is calculated? The data on air temperature is collected to calculate the mean daily temperature, mean daily, mean monthly and mean annual temperature, as well as the daily, monthly and annual range of temperatures. So temperature is calculated by mean daily, what is daily temperature, what is monthly, and what is annual, means yearly. Mean daily temperature. Let's see, for calculating mean daily temperature, maximum and minimum temperatures are recorded after every 1 hour. After every 1 hour, what is maximum, what is minimum temperature is recorded. In this way, we get 24 readings of maximum and minimum temperatures for a single day. So as there are 24 hours in a day, so we get 24 readings of maximum and minimum temperature for a single day. Average of the 24 readings of maximum temperature gives the mean maximum temperature. The average of 24 readings of the minimum temperature gives the mean minimum temperatures. So all the temperatures are taken and the readings are taken, and it is calculated by taking its average temperature. The total of the mean maximum and the mean minimum temperature of a day divided by 2 gives the mean daily temperature. So mean maximum and mean minimum temperature is taken and it is divided by 2, then gives you the mean daily temperature. Daily or diurnal range of temperature. The difference between the maximum and minimum temperature of a day is called the daily or the diurnal range of temperatures. For calculating the daily range of temperature, we subtract the minimum temperature of the day from the maximum temperature of that day to get the diurnal range of temperature. So daily or diurnal range of temperature is equal to maximum temperature of the day minus minimum temperature of the day. Mean monthly temperature. Average of the mean daily temperature of a month is the mean monthly temperature. For calculating the mean monthly temperature, we add the mean daily temperatures of the month and then divide the result by the number of days in that month. That is sum of mean daily temperature of a month divided by number of days in that month. So some months are having 30 days, 31 days and 28 days. So there we get, by dividing this number of days in the month, we get the mean monthly temperature. Monthly range of temperature. The difference between the maximum and the minimum temperature of a month is called the mean monthly range of temperature. To calculate the monthly range of temperature, we subtract the minimum temperature of the month from the maximum temperature of the month. So mean monthly range of temperature is equal to maximum temperature of the month minus minimum temperature of the month. Mean annual temperature. The average of the mean monthly temperatures for a year is the mean annual temperature. So annual means for a year. We calculate the mean annual temperature by adding the mean monthly temperatures of a year and then dividing the result by 12 to get the mean annual temperature. Sum of mean monthly temperature of a year divided by 12. Annual range of temperature. The annual range of temperature is the difference in temperature between the hottest and the coldest months of a year. For calculating the annual range of temperature, we subtract the mean monthly temperature of the coldest month from the mean monthly temperature of the hottest month. The result obtained is the annual range of temperature. So mean monthly temperature of the hottest month. Which are the hottest month? June, July, and we minus mean monthly temperature of the coldest month. Coldest months are children December, January. Isotherms representation of temperature on a map. So how to represent temperature on a map? The term used is called isotherms. This distribution of the temperature on a map is shown with lines that join places that have the same temperature at a particular time. These lines are called isotherms. So there are some lines drawn on the maps showing the having the same temperature at a particular time. These lines are called isotherms. The contoured lines connect areas of equal temperature and a color scale is used to differentiate between the areas. So the areas are that is somewhere in the map you see red color, green color. So red color showing you highest temperature and green color showing you moderate temperature. What is air pressure? Air exerts pressure on us from all directions. Our body also exerts a counter pressure. Therefore, we don't feel it. We can define air pressure as the pressure exerted by the weight of a column of air on 1 centimeter square area on the Earth's surface. So what is pressure? Air pressure. So air exerts pressure from all sides, all directions. We feel the pressure of air from all directions, but our body also exerts counter pressure. So inside the body also we have the pressure. Therefore, we don't feel it. We can define air pressure as the pressure exerted by the weight of a column of air on 1 centimeter square area on the Earth's surface. So how much pressure we get in 1 centimeter square area on the Earth's surface, that is also defined as air pressure. Now the atmospheric pressure varies from place to place and from time to time. We ascend through the layers of the atmosphere. The air pressure decreases greatly. On the Earth, air pressure is highest at the sea level. Sea level is the lowest part of the atmosphere. It is 1013 MB and it decreases with height. As we go up, the pressure decreases. So at the sea level it is 1013, so less than that we get when we go up. Hence there will be low pressure on the mountains or at any high altitude. So mountains have low pressure, therefore mountaineers have to carry the oxygen cylinder for breathing. Air pressure varies from place to place and time to time. It is affected by temperature, altitude and the Earth's rotation. So air pressure also varies from place to place, time to time. It is affected by temperature, altitude. Altitude means height and Earth's rotation. Movement of air is also affected by temperature and pressure difference. Warm air expands. The movement of air also affected by temperature and pressure difference. So air moves, sometimes air moves very speed also, there also pressure is affected. And warm air expands. Warm air always expands. It rises up and creates low pressure. Cold air is heavy and sinks down, creating high pressure. So in the lower level of the atmosphere we find cold air, therefore the atmospheric pressure is more there. Air always moves from high pressure area to low pressure areas. So always cold air moves towards the place of low pressure areas. Measuring air pressure. A barometer is used for measuring air pressure. The atmospheric pressure is measured in millibars, that is MB. There are two types of barometers used for measuring air pressure, mercury and aneroid. An aneroid barometer is mostly used nowadays to measure atmospheric pressure. It does not contain mercury, hence it is portable. Portable means easy to carry. It consists of a metal box with partial vacuum inside and flexible valve which expands and contracts. The mercury barometer, inside the barometer there is a vacuum. It consists of a metal box with partial vacuum inside and a flexible valve which expands and contracts. Pointer indicates the atmospheric pressure. Accordingly, there is an automatic barometer called barograph which is used to record atmospheric pressure on a graph paper. There is also automatic barometer called barograph. It is used to record atmospheric pressure on a graph paper. You all know what is graph paper. Small squares are there on the graph paper. It's humidity. What is humidity, children? Moisture content present in the air at any time is known as humidity. The water content present in the air at any time is known as humidity. When the air is full of water vapor, it is said to be saturated. Humidity also varies greatly from place to place and from time to time. The actual amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as absolute humidity. It is closely related to air temperature. So, actual amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as absolute humidity. It is closely related to air temperature. In weather recording, relative humidity is recorded. It is the ratio between the actual amount of water vapor present in the air and the total amount of vapor that the air can hold at a given temperature. So warm air has the capability to hold more water vapor. Sometimes the places which are not warm, they can hold less humidity, water vapor. Relative humidity is always expressed in percentage. So percentage of humidity is always recorded, counted. There are two instruments to record humidity: wet and dry bulb thermometer and hygrometer. In a wet and dry bulb thermometer, large difference between the two thermometers means low relative humidity and a small difference means high relative humidity. Hygrometer is an automatic instrument which is used nowadays. There are various types of hygrometers to measure humidity. So hygrometer is the instrument to measure humidity. Precipitation. What is precipitation, children? The moisture that comes down to the earth's surface is called precipitation. Precipitation is in the form of rain, hail, sleet and snow and other forms of precipitation. Those places which are having snowfall, that precipitation is their snowfall, and in some places rain, that is rainfall. Hail, sleet, hail also one type of snowballs. Sleet also, flakes of snow. Measuring rainfall. Rainfall is measured by an instrument called rain gauge. Rain gauge is always installed in open place away from trees. So how to measure rainfall? Rainfall is to measure, the instrument is called rain gauge. The rain gauge is always kept in the open place, not near the trees but away from trees, buildings or any other objects which can obstruct the annual rainfall to avoid rain splash. Now, if we want to collect the rainwater, we should avoid the water from falling from trees and from the buildings. So we should install the rain gauge in such a place which is away from buildings and trees. The collected water is measured with a measuring jar. After the rainfall is over, the water is taken out and in a measuring jar, and then it is measured. The readings are generally taken once in every 3 hours at a fixed time. Calculation of rainfall. The data on rainfall is collected to calculate the total daily rainfall, total monthly rainfall, mean monthly rainfall, total annual rainfall, and mean monthly annual rainfall. Now, total daily rainfall. For calculating the total daily rainfall is recorded after every 3 hours during one day. In this way, we get 8 readings. So, single day is having 24 hours. 24 divided by 8 is 24 divided by 3 is 8. Sum of the 8 readings gives us the total daily rainfall. After every 3 hours, it is calculated. Total monthly rainfall. For calculating total monthly rainfall, we add the total daily rainfall of that month. For calculating mean monthly rainfall, we divide the total monthly rainfall by the number of days in that month. The answer obtained is the mean monthly rainfall. Total annual rainfall. For calculating the total annual rainfall at the end of the year, the total monthly rainfall for 12 months is added together. The result obtained is the total annual rainfall. So we get to know the total annual rainfall of a place by this method. Mean annual rainfall. For calculating the mean annual rainfall, we divide the total annual rainfall by the number of months in a year, that is 12. So there are 12 months in a year. The result obtained is the mean annual rainfall. Now, what are isoheights? Representative of rainfall on a map. The distribution of rainfall on a map is shown with that lines that join places that have the same rainfall. These lines are called isoheights. Just like isotherms, there are some lines connecting the places that have the same rainfall. They are very useful in preparing weather maps. An isoheight map displays the rainfall for a particular area over a specified period of time. The contoured lines connect areas of same rainfall. Small black lines you can see in the map. They are called the contoured lines. And many times a color scale is used to differentiate between the areas. So let us stop.